G'day guys, it's Ben again, here to bring you another video. This one is going to be looking at the outside of the coop. So the cladding is now on, as you can see, and I've made it out of 12mm structural plywood. The last thing that I wanted to do was use plywood, and I'm really disappointed with myself. I looked at all kinds of options. First one, my main choice was going to be acrylic or polycarbonate, that kind of option. Unfortunately, it would have increased the heat inside the coop too much, and the birds probably would not have fared very well. So I then went down the road of looking at high density polyethylene, polyethylene sheeting, some of that kind of stuff, and number one, the cost factor was probably 6 times what plywood is, and also which would have just simply made the project unfathomably expensive. I just really could not go down that road, because as it was, it required 4 sheets of 4 full-size sheets, so 1200 by 2440 millimeter plywood, and high density polyethylene just was not going to work. And so there we are. So we ended up, the only realistic sort of choice was going to be plywood, so that's what we're going with, rightio. So unfortunately I've lost some of the footage of the interior, so how we made that, but we'll be covering that again in another video anyway, so it's not a big deal. What I've done is I painted the inside of the coop white, and the reason for that was it's going to help cut down on the red mites. So by painting it, I've sealed the wood, and the red mites should be a lot less of a problem. I'm not going to be able to eliminate that problem, because what happens is wild birds will fly over, and the mites and ticks and things like that can drop off those birds, or come in with bush turkeys and that kind of stuff, and we then had the problem of mites and ticks and all kinds of bugs and stuff like that. So you can't ever get rid of that problem entirely. What you can do is control it, and the best control measure that I can find realistically is to use just to seal the inside with paint, which is what I've done. The outside, as you can see, is a nice blue, and so what we're going to now do is just going to take a quick lap of the outside of the coop, and we'll see how we've gone. It was basically a bit of a scrap wood project on this side anyway, because the dimensions of the sides basically meant that we had to, I guess, use portions of sheets, and therefore I was left with enough to be able to patch this one together a bit. Not probably the best thing in the world, but it's sort of worked, and I don't want to end up spending a fortune on this when I don't necessarily have to. As it is, it's cost quite a bit of money, so there we go. Alright, let's just take a quick lap and then we'll go. So this is, we're going to call this side 4, the side furthest away from the house. This is just plain, it has no features whatsoever, and just joins onto the wire mesh, as you can see. So we'll call this one side 3. I think I've made a fairly good use of dead space by having some external planters on there, and also the water tank, and as a security feature I've added a solar light, which was pretty cheap, only cost me $20. It's quite a bright one as well, works really well, and so any of the larger predators like cats and so on getting in the garden are going to trigger that one off. That's quite good. So we'll call this one side 2, and as you can see we've got the electrical conduit from the solar cell on top of the roof, goes across. Obviously I haven't finished that off yet. I need to get some parts that won't be delivered till after Christmas, so there we go. We got some additional solar lights on the side, and I'll probably throw another 3 or 4 on before this whole project is completed. Nesting boxes, you can see, and there's some tools I still need to put away. There we go. Righto, so we'll call this side 1. So this is the interior of the coop, and that's the door. It's not finished yet. I still need to get some parts to make the system work, and obviously don't have any chickens yet, so there's no major rush. But there we go. Let's see, anything else I can really add? Not really. Otherwise, pretty happy with this. Now we're up and running. and we're going to go with an initial 8 chickens. I'm hoping to be able to expand that to 12 or 15 by about mid 2017, and then the intention is to be able to increase the flock size by about 10 roughly every 3 months, I think is what we're aiming at. And so eventually, if we can move into some decent land, we're going to end up with a flock of around about 120 or so birds, which I think is quite sustainable. And we found a nice block of land. We just need to be able to organise the financing of it. So a little bit off that, but hopefully that's only sort of 3-4 months away tops. So hopefully by around about March next year, we'll be moving in. The flock will be in, and we'll be up and running pretty quick. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in my next video.